I found that crochet was more than just, putting the yarn through the hook and making stitches. I found that with crochet, you make beautiful things, but you also can find how relaxing crochet is. And that you can also
Yes.
give back and, become a philanthropist through it.
In today's episode, I had a huge honor to meet with Jonah, also known as JONAHHANDS on social media. He will tell us everything about his incredible story and his passion for crochet. Good morning, Jonah. Thank you so much for joining me in the Crochet Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be on.
It's such an honor to have you. I've been following you for years, even before starting crocheting. So I'm very honored that you accepted my invite. Thank you so much.
It's not a problem at all. I love talking to other crocheters and sharing what I know about crochet.
Well, I'm super excited. Can you please tell me more about yourself?
Well, yeah, there's a lot to me. Well, for starters, I'm 16 years old and been crocheting for 11 years. I started when I was 5. Um,
Wow.
and, the way I started, it was actually a fluke. I started by finding a crochet hook um, in a bag of
Okay.
craft supplies. And then, after that, as I developed my skills in crochet, I found that crochet was more than just, putting the yarn through the hook and making stitches. I found that with crochet, you make beautiful things, but you also can find how relaxing crochet is. And that you can
Yes.
also give back and, become a philanthropist through it and make others happy as well. And I'm sure we'll talk about more about that
Yes,
later on.
we will talk about this aspect. And so how did you learn?
So I learned how to crochet. I was self-taught with the help of YouTube
Okay.
because you can learn
Oh,
anything from
yes.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And so after I found that crochet hook and the ball of blue and green yarn, I brought it to my mom and I was like, what can I do with these materials and what can I make with them?
Mm.
And she knew what I had was a crochet hook and some yarn. Of course, I didn't. So she found me a YouTube tutorial for how to make a dishcloth. So
Oh,
she
yeah.
found me that tutorial and I sat down at our kitchen table and surprisingly, in about an hour, I had made a blue and green striped dishcloth. And from there, you can just watch my journey as it progressed 11 years down the road to where I am now.
Do you still have this dishcloth?
I do, but it's upstairs. Otherwise, I would have brought it to show you.
You have to send me a pictures.
Yes, I will. Actually, there's a picture in my book, so yeah, I will definitely take a picture of it and show you.
Oh, thank you so much. And did you feel you liked it right away? Like that was it for you?
Yeah, definitely. There's something about it that just kind of like I like to say, just I got hooked on crochet just immediately. Like it just there's something about it that just clicked for me. Whether it was like the repetitive motion or the way that I just love like being able to turn your work and just see another row completed right away or that slow gratification of having a finished project or
Yeah.
being able to choose your different patterns and switch up back loops and front loops because there's so many
Yeah.
different ways you could take your pattern. There's so many different parts of
Yes.
crochet that I love.
You never get bored.
That's for sure. Yes. That's the best way of phrasing it.
Yeah. And when did you start thinking about making it a crochet business?
Right about like the end of 2018 was when I was really thinking about turning it into a business with my mom. Um,
Okay.
then in 2019, that's when we decided to like make it a real thing, and then we decided that it was time for Jonah's Hands LLC. So my mom and I went in on it together, and Jonah's Hands LLC became a thing in 2019, to the present, of course, and it'll continue to be that way. So now we have our website, JONAHHANDS.com, where we
Mm-hmm.
have like our both of our books, except we don't have the first book anymore because that one's completely sold out for a while. So there's still the pattern book though. And then like my DVDs to teach others how to crochet and all sorts of other stuff. And then information about my philanthropic work. Um, and then all sorts of other good stuff just to teach people about who I am. And then
Yes.
the stuff in general that is important for the crochet community. And then
Yeah.
the whole point and platform of my business isn't so much about like being a business, it's about crochet and the crochet community in general.
Yeah, is what you like the most, right?
Yeah.
What what attracts you to the crochet community? What do you like about crocheters?
Well, the best part about the crochet community is how supportive and encouraging they are.
Yeah.
Since I started 11 years ago, some of the same people are still there and encouraging me, even though my
Wow.
followers and the amount of them have grown by hundreds of thousands, and the amount has just grown and continued to grow. Some of them who have been there from the start are still there and encouraging me, and they still call me every Sunday, for example, just to
Wow.
check in and encourage me to keep going and give me good luck on school tests that I have coming up. And it's things like that that make me so proud of the crochet community.
Oh wow. That's so nice to have people that follow along with you and they see your progress, they see you grow as an artist. That's very nice.
Yeah, it is, and it really shows how dedicated they are to each other.
Yeah. Yes, that's what makes the community very nice. You're totally right. And so you said you created Jonah's hands with the help of your mother. So how did she help you? Like what did you do and what did she do?
Well, my mom played a huge role. Respectively, she played more of a role than I did. Even though the business is named under my name, without her, the business wouldn't be that way at all. I like to think of it as a partnership. But she
Yes.
probably did more than I did because she helps with sending out all the orders. She takes care of the
Mm.
social media part, a lot of it. Um, she helps with all my scheduling stuff. For like, of course, she helped schedule this for me.
Yeah.
Um, because of course I go to summer camps, I have school, I might be
Yes.
going off to college in a year because I'll be a senior this year. So there's just so much
You're
on my
you have a
plate.
busy life.
Yeah. So she helps with a lot of that stuff and I'm so thankful for it. And of course I have crochet time. I love the crochet too.
Yeah.
And so yeah, she does a lot of it and I'm so thankful for it.
Wow. And
But of course
so
I
you
do all the crochet stuff.
oh yes. And talking about your schedule, I'm very curious. So right now you are on vacation from school, right? Like you
Yes.
you are not at school. But when you are at school, what is a classic day for you?
A classic school day is, well, I enjoy school, which I'm glad I do, because when
Okay.
you enjoy school, it makes it all the better because, I wake up in the morning and I'm looking forward to the school day. So I get up around maybe 7:30 and then, do all the morning things just to get ready for school. Then I actually walk to school because I live really close to my high school, Central High School.
Okay.
And I walk to school and then walk over the little bridge that I have to go over to get to school, and then go left, and I'm at school already because it's like less than a mile to get there.
Very fast. Yeah.
Yep. And then the school day is really nice, like eight classes in a day, except for Wednesday and Thursday, because then we have four really long classes. And
Okay.
then yeah, and that's pretty much it. Then I come home, and on Monday I have like something called Civil Air Patrol, which is like part of the Air Force where we get to learn how to fly and learn about
Oh, what?
aerospace and stuff like that.
So
And I
that's
really
another
enjoy that.
passion for you.
Yes, yeah. So I'm
Oh,
really
wow.
well-rounded. I have a lot of different things I like to do in my spare time.
Well, that's good. I think it tells a lot about your personality.
Yeah.
And you were saying that next year you may go to college. What do you think you want to study?
That's just the thing. Because of all these different things that I've been doing, I'm not quite sure yet. I've possibly wanted to become a pilot because of my Civil Air Patrol experiences. I might
Yes.
want to continue with my Jonah's Hands business and continue to become a crochet designer for businesses that I've already, started to work with, or I could just, continue on with this college road and just become a like respectable profession.
Yeah. I think no matter what you choose, you will have a bright future because everything you've done already prove that you will have a bright future, I believe.
Thank you.
Of course. So earlier you talked about the philanthropist side of your business. Can you please tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, definitely. I love talking about that. So the the philanthropic side of my business is quite wide ranging and it encompasses a lot of different people. I could not do it by myself. Um, and I've had the help of thousands of my crochet friends, my mom, and a lot of celebrity friends as well who've chipped in to help donate. And it was all for the village where I was born because I was adopted from a very poor area or village in Ethiopia, and
Yes.
the area doesn't for example their school didn't has dirt floors and it's just not very well off, and
Okay.
their library, well, they didn't even really have one, I'll just put it that way. Same with their science
Mm,
lab, it was just kind of a rundown shack. So I wanted to
okay.
give them a library because I've always been a very avid reader. So now they do have a library that services over
Wow.
2,000 students, and it has 3,000 books, and tutoring for the older kids who've kind of fallen behind because in that area, once you become like older a little bit, you have to stay behind and not go to school because you have to work the fields. And there's also a
Okay.
trained librarian there to help out for kids who just need a little bit of extra help. And
Mm,
now there's also a science lab that's fully equipped, and the teacher has an award from the federal government of Ethiopia, and new
wow.
restrooms for the female students and the male students as well, but that was provided from a different organization. And let's see
Okay.
here. Oh yeah. Also, fully equipped them with a new soccer team and all the equipment that they need, and 75 new desks and brand new pencils, like 8 to 10 pounds of them.
Wow.
And now we're working on doing the exact same thing in that order for the high school.
Wow. And how many times did you visit?
I've not been able to visit yet. We've tried 3 different times, but each of those
Okay.
times something got in the way. The first time it was COVID, the second
Oh
time
yeah.
it was like an intertribal war, and the third time it was a religious conflict. But we did
Oh
try
yeah.
3 different times, but it was not a good time to go each of those times.
Are you excited the first time you will be able to visit?
Yes, yeah, I've never gotten to go back in the
Wow.
16 years of that I've lived in America.
Wow. Do you have any memories of the time you were living there?
No, I was adopted at like 5 to 6 months, so I have,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. You don't remember. Of course, of
Yeah,
course.
I never specified that, so you would have no way of knowing.
Wow, I think that that's amazing, the fact you want to, like just give, because you could just have your new life and just forget about everything else. And I think that that tells a lot about you. And are you proud that you were able to give back?
Well, I think it reflects more on my parents than on me because that's the way my parents taught me to be. Because
Okay.
because if I grew up, I don't know, maybe in a different home, maybe I wouldn't do that. I don't know, because this is the house I grew up in. Um, I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but if I did, I have no idea what decision I would make. So I want to give the
I
credit to
I
my
understand.
parents.
I understand, but I think that's cool no matter what. And so yeah, I'm very excited. Do you think you will, if you ever go back, do you think you will create content about it? We will be able to
Yes,
follow your journey over there?
definitely. Lots of like camera crews and such have already told us that when we do go back that they want to come with and create little films and videos about it.
Oh yes, I would love to follow this journey.
Well, I'll make sure to keep you in the know.
That would be amazing. So you have so many followers on social media, and Is that mostly on Instagram? Is that your favorite platform, Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram's like the biggest one and the one that has the most like reaction, and it's yeah, pretty much Instagram. Facebook is second.
Did you feel like posting on social media? You said your mom helped a lot posting on social media. Did you feel it helped you grow as a business, as an influencer?
Yes, definitely. Social media has been a big part of that, and without that, I don't think there would have been a really good way to spread my art around and let people see what makes Jonah's Hands and what makes me the artist that I am.
Yeah. And so you probably receive a lot of requests. Like for me, for example, when I ask you to be on the Crochet Podcast, I do you pick and choose which one you want to go with?
Well, I do receive lots of requests, and of course, I
I'm
can only
sure.
do so many in a day. But
Yes.
and I also receive a lot of requests for people to make like really specific items that they want me
Oh,
to do for them. Which of course
okay.
I don't do those anymore. I used to do them, but I do really enjoy talking about crochet. So I do most of those like for podcasts and Zoom calls and TV appearances and those things, because spreading the message of crochet around the world is one of those things that is the main platform behind my business. So whenever I get an
Yes.
opportunity to do that, I will usually take it up.
So you talk about TV appearances. Like, can you describe what was your most like impressive experience for you on TV?
Well, the first TV appearance I ever went on, um, I might be mixing these two up, but I'm pretty sure it was the Today Show. And then the
Oh
last one
wow.
I was on was Good Morning America, which were both in New York, which surprisingly were like a block away from each other.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's funny. So you traveled from home to New York to record the episode?
yep, yeah. It was actually well, they're live.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah,
Did you have fun, or were you a
yeah.
little bit stressed before?
No, surprisingly, you would think that would be like really nerve-wracking, but once you get up there, you just kind of have a conversation with them, and before you know it, it's over. So it's not as
Yes,
nerve-wracking as you would think, though beforehand it is like really nerve-wracking, but once you get up
I'm
there,
sure.
it's just kind of having a conversation about your life and
Yes,
what you
they know
do.
how to make you feel comfortable and
Yes, yeah. I mean, I guess that's their job, so they're really good at it.
yeah. They're very good interviewer, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Are you proud of that when
Um,
you saw yourself?
yeah, I am proud of it, but it's just nice to be able to know that like again, like it's just talking more about crochet, which I
Mm,
really enjoyed it, and it was a cool experience that I'll be able to always look back on, and it's down in video too, so you can never lose that
mm.
memory.
I feel you really encourage because I remember seeing these clips like few years ago, and I felt you were really encouraging people to do crochet, and I think that's fun. You just bring more people in the loop, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely the main goal, or one of the main goals that I really want to accomplish is, and I've already seen it happening, especially when I release like really impressive patterns that have a like a slightly lower level of difficulty that like
Mm,
beginners can kind of get their hands on, because then new
yes,
people will start to get a hold of crochet and really want to make that pattern, because then
yeah,
more people will start to get in the threads of crochet.
yes, yeah. That's a cool thing about crochet. I feel like sometimes you see very impressive work, and sometimes it's not that hard to make it happen. So I think that's good for you to show beginners they can actually do it.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I've been trying to do a little bit, is making really impressive patterns but not make them too difficult.
Wow. And what are your inspiration when you create a new pattern? Do you look at magazine? Do you look at fashion? What are your inspirations?
I like to pull my inspiration from all over the place. Lots of times it's really random places. For example, like if I'm walking through a mall somewhere, like in the Mall of America, or if I'm even, let's say I'm outside and I just see a really pretty tree that has some really nice colors on it, I'll just
Yeah.
pull some really nice colors from the tree, or just some really nice colors in general. I'll just make a color palette out of it.
Oh,
So just really anywhere in nature, or just anywhere that I really like the colors, or a specific pattern that I like. I'll just kind of look at it, and then I'll make something completely different, because I'll start with something that I'm designing, and then by the end of making it, it'll be something completely different. So that's the way my design process goes. Like, I have an idea in mind, and what I end up with is always so different from what I started with. So it's
oh
a
yeah.
unique way to go about it, but
Yeah.
it's so pretty in the end.
And do you write down all your ideas? Like, do you have a list that you always like fill up?
I always keep a list of like four ideas that I'm working on, but I always keep them like pretty close. I don't really let them out of the bag because they're pretty cool ideas. Well, at least in my opinion, anyway. Um, except for a few of them that are kind of, you know, maybe not the best, but that's why they're ideas.
Yeah. And sometimes you just need to refine them a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they need a little bit of refining.
So what will be a lot, I know a lot of people that listen to the podcast wants to create their own crochet business. What would be one advice you will give to someone that want to start?
Well, it kind of depends on what kind of business they're looking to make. If they're looking to make a pattern, like a crochet designing business, then they definitely want to cater their patterns to whatever people are making at the time. So, like for this time of the year, a little bit earlier on, people were making like open airy polos a lot. So for example, I designed one and it was extremely popular, and it was called the Leif shirt.
Mm,
And I made it
yes.
using a linen and cotton, and people went very crazy and they really like that. Um,
Okay.
so they can just make things that are really going to be very popular with the community. If they're just
Yes.
looking to sell their finished items, they should make items that they can make fast, but they have a stitch that is slightly textured, that isn't also too heavy. Because if stitches look too heavy and aren't like thick enough, they
Mm.
need to be slightly thick, but also a little bit textured.
Oh
And
wow.
also,
Yes,
one more
that's a
thing,
good one.
if you're gonna make bags, always line them, because people will not buy bags if they're not lined.
You're right. Yes. That's a
Because
good one.
yes, because the other day I had a bag and somebody did not want it. It was actually just like a bag, and people did not like it that it was not lined. And it
Mm.
wasn't even like a lacy bag or anything. It was like an actual sturdy bag, and it wasn't lined.
Oh yes, that's a good one. I've made a pattern for a bag, and a lot of people asked me to do the lining too.
Yeah. But
That's a
it's a good idea because it's extra sturdy, and then they don't have to worry
yes,
about getting the actual fabric itself dirty.
yes, that's true. It's very washable.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your insight. And my last question will be, what is your biggest dream in general, like for your life in general or for your business?
Oh wow, that's a tough one.
You can have many dreams. It's okay.
Well, let's see here. I definitely want to get my pilot's license at some point, and
Mm-hmm.
also have a plane. I would really enjoy that. I don't know where
Oh
I'd
wow.
keep it though. Uh,
You may have to find some room.
yeah, definitely don't have enough room in my craft room because of all
Doesn't
my
fit.
yarn and craft supplies. Um, I definitely want to continue crocheting and learning more about the craft and continue meeting new people,
Mm-hmm.
and just yeah, those are my two main ones right now. And I guess that was actually three.
That's very
Yeah.
nice dreams. Well, thank you, Jonah, for answering all my question. I truly appreciate you taking time. I know you've been in camp, you had a busy summer, so thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your time.
Yeah, no problem. I really enjoyed it. It was fun talking to you.
Thank you, Jonah, and I wish you the best. Like if you go to college or you just keep going with your crochet business, I really wish you the best. You deserve it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jonah. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching or listening to this new episode on the Crochet Podcast. I will put all the links in the description to follow Jonah on social media, and I also added the link to his philanthropist work so you can click on the link and support and help bring his project to life. Thank you for watching again. I see you very soon. Bye bye.